mostly not peaceful. They made 41 arrests, and they say of those, 90% were not New York City residents who apparently came to cause trouble. One Shot 1010 wins 92.3 FM.
The chief prosecutor at the International Criminal Court at The Hague said he will seek arrest warrants now for the Israeli prime minister, his defense minister, and 3 Hamas leaders. Karim Khan says he believes they're all responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Gaza Strip and Israel. In Gaza, Israel has intensified both air and ground attacks in recent days, including deadly strikes on the Jabalia and Nusayrat refugee camps.
In the southern city of Rafah, Israel's so-called limited operation there is only widening. The violence has triggered a mass exodus of civilians, including 84-year-old Huria Al-Ghul. It's a displacement which echoes her family's expulsion from the now Israeli city of Ashkelon to Gaza 76 years ago when Israel was founded. My house was destroyed and now we live in a tent on the dirt, she says. It's a miserable life.
That's correspondent Imtiaz Tayyab. The United States urging Benjamin Netanyahu to connect his war strategy for Gaza to a political strategy. Jake Sullivan met with the Israeli prime minister in Israel after holding talks in Saudi Arabia on Saturday. The Biden administration is trying to work out a deal that would not only pursue a 2-state solution with the Palestinians, but would also include normalizing relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia. A 19-year-old from East Patchogue, the latest Long Islander to blame a landfill for a serious medical diagnosis.
Dozens of lawsuits have been filed over the years because of the town of Brookhaven's landfill. The latest lawsuit, Newsday reports, is from a college student who attended the Frank Long Intermediate School in Bellport, which is near the landfill. The 19-year-old says she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer and blames the toxic substances from the landfill. Last year, a mother filed a separate suit after her 13-year-old son, who also attended the school, died of cancer. The town's attorney does not comment on pending litigation, but does not believe the landfill has caused any health problems. Sophia Hall, 1010 wins, a 92.3 FM in Suffolk County, Long Island.
Dangerous scene in Williamsburg where the roof of a building partly collapsed. This happened yesterday afternoon at 143 Roebling Street, where FDNY Assistant Fire Chief Mike Myers told reporters there have been problems at the site before.
We've had multiple calls over the last few years for this building. The building's been vacant, so we've been in here. Us and buildings have been in here. Again, that's why the scaffolding was there in the first place.
In fact, there's still the risk of further collapse, and the buildings department is on scene. Several cars were damaged, but there were no injuries reported. When's news time 7:26? Let's get Bloomberg Money Watch and Steve Potusk.
It turns out most Americans don't need a lavish lifestyle to consider themselves successful, Susan. According to a Bankrate survey, 56% of people asked say living comfortably nails it. Nearly half say they get that feeling if they're financially prepared for the future, while many say it's simply not carrying debt. Way down the list at 13% is being a millionaire. Now, Red Lobster has filed for bankruptcy protection, listing assets and liabilities of $1 billion to $10 billion. The seafood chain will continue operating while it works on a plan to repay its creditors. Now, as it deals with expensive leases and high labor costs, the chain is working on a plan for its majority owner, Thai Union Group, to exit, with existing creditors taking possession. Now, after the Dow closed above 40,000 for the first time ever on a mixed Friday, S&P futures are gaining 8 points, NASDAQ up 46, and Dow futures are ahead now 22. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potusk for 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
It's the summer of $9.99 at Bob's.
And this Memorial Day weekend, we're celebrating in all of my 176 stores with 7 brand new showrooms.
You won't believe how far $9.99 goes on furniture, mattresses, and more.
So come party like it's $9.99 this Memorial Day weekend.
Not the year $9.99.
Oh, I knew that. When the looks you love go for $9.99 or less, there's only one thing to say. Oh my God.
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Uline is here for the hard workers, for the ones rolling up their sleeves, working round the clock, and getting the job done. You're dedicated to doing what it takes to keep a business growing. Uline is dedicated to helping you make that happen. Working 7 days a week, staying fully stocked and ready to ship any of our 41,000 items the same day. Uline, your shipping and industrial supply specialists. Visit uline.com.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless.
you get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid.
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
Presenting a Game Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Game Flings. Try Game Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
More residents are getting quality, affordable health coverage through Get Covered New Jersey. 9 in 10 enroll and get financial help. If you've lost your health insurance or had a major life event, you may qualify. If you meet certain income levels, you may receive low or no-cost coverage. Find your plan at getcovered.nj.gov.
Now this message, save on replacement windows now. Go to windowrama.com. 58 degrees. The humidity is 90%. The winds are pretty much calm. We have some fog around this morning. Later today, some sun and a high of 76 degrees. Good morning. I'm Susan Richard. Wednesday News Time, 7:30.
And a very good Monday morning. I'm Scott Stanford. Bad weather being blamed for the helicopter crash that killed the president of Iran and others in Iran's northern mountains. Officials there say there were no survivors.
President Ibrahim Raisi, Iran's foreign minister, and 7 others were aboard the aircraft. Overnight Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying there was no evidence of foul play.
It looks like an accident. There was very bad foggy weather in northwest Iran where the copter crashed.
Elected in 2021, President Raisi was seen as a top contender for replacing Ayatollah Khomeini, who vows after the crash there will be no disruption to state affairs.
That's correspondent Andrew Dimbert. Since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas, Iran's leaders have expressed solidarity with the Palestinians. Top Iranian officials for years have been calling for Israel to be wiped off the map. Wednesday News Time, 7:31. Traffic and transit Monday morning, right in the thick of it. How we look, Karen Stewart?
Not so good on the Grand Central right now. Westbound, as a matter of fact, we're jammed to the Clearview Expressway from back to the Cross Island Parkway. The delay actually starts on the northern states westbound, right around exit 31, out into the Cross Island, and then it gets jammed to the Clearview where we have an accident involving a motorcycle. One lane is blocked. I have some good news, though. The westbound Jackie Robinson accident at Metropolitan's gone, and the southbound Van Wyck disabled Liberty is gone. You never noticed it, though, because we're jammed into Atlantic Avenue anyway on the southbound side of the Van Wyck from Kew Gardens and northbound from the Belt Parkway. So we've got that. The southbound Henry Hudson Parkway disabled. 145th Street is gone, and things are starting to ease up very slowly, unfortunately. We still have delays on the Henry Hudson that go up towards the Henry Hudson Bridge, so we got all that to thin out, and it's affected what we do have is a disabled vehicle there. It affected the inbound George, which has a 70-minute wait, an hour 10 for the upper, 50 for the lower. For the Palisades, it's only 25 to 30. The inbound Lincoln is 40, and the inbound Holland Tunnel has got a 50-minute delay. We're sponsored by the Barnesburg Traffic Tip Line, which you should call at 844-JAM-1010. From the Farmers Dog Traffic Center, fresh human-grade dog food delivered right to your door. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the